Congratulations, your show is really, really funny.
Thank you.
People love this show, and what a great idea. You play the vice president.
I do.
And you have a lot of fun with the fact that you're near the president. There have been shows about the president.
Yes.
This is the first show I can think of that's about the vice president, and it's all about you really having nothing to do, no power.
Well, I mean, you know, the tagline for the show is "The buck stops somewhere near here."
Right.
And you know, if you think about it, I defy you to find one ambitious political person who aspires to the vice presidency.
Right.
You know?
No child says, someday I'm going to be vice president. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And it's, you know, it's number two, you know, and in this country we revere number one so much, but number two, not so much.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a good area for comedy. And as a matter of fact, there was FDR went through 3 different vice presidents.
Right, he was president for so long that he had multiple vice presidents, yeah.
And its first one was this guy named John Nance Garner. And John Nance Garner, who's from Texas, is famous for having said to Lyndon Johnson that the vice presidency wasn't worth a bucket of warm piss.
Right, right. I know that quote, yeah.
You know that quote?
Yeah, yeah.
And we
but what's a bucket of warm piss worth? That's what I want to know.
More than cold.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It could be worse.
I like the positive spin.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I hear
So
that.
you've done some work. You've read up a lot about vice presidents.
I have, and as a matter of fact, I have another quote. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
This is from the
We're going to
first-
learn. Yes, it's good.
Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, take notes if you care to. This
Look
is...
at your glasses match your dress.
That's pure coincidence.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
No. My medication just kicked in. Anyway, listen. So this is the first vice president, John Adams, and this is what he actually said. My country has in its wisdom contrived for me the most insignificant office that ever the invention of man contrived or his imagination conceived. Thank you very much.
Pretty kind of bitter about it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. Your show really makes fun of the vice president. Have you met our vice president, Joe Biden?
I have met our Vice President Joe Biden, but this was long before we were doing this show, or I was even thinking about it. It was back when he was campaigning, as a matter of fact, and I went on the Ellen show, and he dunked me in a dunk tank.
Wait, so you were sitting in it. It's not like he grabbed you and threw you into a tank of water.
No. He pitched a ball, and I fell into the water, and that was what he was doing during the campaign, and it's sort of I mean, I love Joe Biden, don't get me wrong, I think he's a great vice president, no doubt, but it's sort of emblematic of maybe the gig, you know, it's, you know, you're dunking people.
Go on Ellen and dunk a celebrity.
No.
It's funny because one of the I think vice presidents also know they have to have a sense of humor about it, and not long ago, about 6 months ago, I was at an event that the vice president was at, and I was with my father.
Yeah.
And my father really wanted to meet the vice president, so said, oh, yeah, you know, Vice President Biden, this is my dad. And my dad said, oh, Mr. Vice President, thank you for all that you do. And Vice President Biden had a big sandwich, and he said, well, Conan here likes to joke that I don't do anything. And then he took
he did?
Yeah, a bite of a sandwich and laughed. All the food came out of his mouth. It was disgusting.
But wait a minute, let me ask you something. Was he mad when he said it?
No, he wasn't mad at all.
He wasn't?
No one bites into a sandwich angrily. It just doesn't happen.